Arkansas. They go 2 for 2 today. Razorback baseball got that dub against TCU, and now Arkansas, well, they find a way tonight to take control of the game and get the dub against the Mizzou Tigers. Get a little revenge, if you will. What's going on, everybody? It is Tusk Talk with Ty. It's the best post-game show around. Doing Arkansas sports. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Sharing is caring, after all. I mean that. Sharing is truly caring. Okay. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. They're closing in on 1,000 5-star reviews. That's insane. 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. 501-244-3667. Or, of course, go help yourself checking out the link provided for you down below. All right. Yeah. Arkansas, it wasn't pretty. First half was kind of gross, actually. All things considered. You felt like the Arkansas just couldn't get out of their own way. Sloppy turnovers. Missouri almost said Ole Miss. I don't know why. Missouri hit their season average of threes in the first half. They average 8 threes per game. It's like 8 point whatever, but it's 8 threes a game. Not a super high number. It's like right there in between, right? They did that in the first half against Arkansas. And it was kind of like, what is going on? And they were pretty good at creating their own shots. A lot of screens opening up their perimeter shooting. And then also just Arkansas, their perimeter defense tonight in the first half was atrocious. In the second half, they didn't give up a three. It took a while before Mizzou would hit their first three. I want to say it was over 10 minutes of regulation in the second half for them to get their first three-pointer. So they definitely, that was one of the things that we saw as far as a switch on what they were doing defensively. Really good to see. I mean, I thought Nelly Davis played really good. Brazil didn't mess things up too bad. In fact, he had that nice little alley-oop there, fed by Nelly Davis. What was that, like in the 3-minute mark or so? It was really nice. It was a good find by Nelly. Good connection. Nelly to Brazil. Not bad. Oh, we got a $5 super chat. If we get this, Nelly, the rest of the year, we'll be all right. I could not agree more, Katron Clark. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, that belt's missing, so obviously someone's going to get the gold chain is missing. Someone's going to get the gold chain here in a little bit, and we'll get into that and more. This is a call-in show, so the call-in link right there in chat. So if you want to call in, hey, man, maybe you just want to be maybe you just want to freak out like, oh, my God, we did it. We beat Missouri. We got revenge. We did it. Also, Lenardi said that this win tonight would put Arkansas on the right side of the bubble. Ooh, now all you got to do is take care of business against Texas, who, let's be real, Texas is not as good as Missouri. At least I don't think so. Arkansas's already won at their place, so you got to do it again. You got to do it one more time. My hair's a mess. The locks are out of control. The luscious brown locks are out of control. I can't keep them contained. We got our first caller. He said he would call in. Here he is. This is Travis Ford. What's up, man?
My brother in Christ. The Hogs didn't hog tonight.
Hey, you were so pessimistic in chat in Discord. And look what happened. Arkansas goes 2 for 2 tonight. They beat TCU. They got a little revenge on TCU. This is a night full of revenge. Because remember, TCU was that team a couple of years ago that knocked them, that beat them in the regional. They beat them in Texas in that tournament. And they got revenge there tonight. And then Arkansas beat Missouri. So you've got to be pretty excited or happy. Satisfied, maybe?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I like it when we win. Holy crap. I ain't gonna lie. I posted Friday on Twitter. I was like, I'm getting ready for a weekend of the hog shenanigans. Not quite worded like that, but it's like a gif of a guy pouring drinks. I was like, I know what time it is this weekend. Nothing good's gonna happen to me, you know.
Well, Arkansas ended up getting them both. So that's
trying to set this thing up. It's not working.
it's always nice when they get. Listen, I like beating Missouri at everything. I still will not acknowledge this as a rivalry because I'm sorry, it's just not. But it's nice. Listen, the other thing they did, they won in front of Mike Anderson and his wife, and Nolan Richardson, and that 19 because they were celebrating the 1990 Final Four team, and Houston Nutt was in the building.
Do you think Anderson went just to see if they lost to Missouri?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know, because he did Mizzou dirty. If you remember, he told Mizzou media before he left for Arkansas, he said, I'm staying here, whatever. And then, like, I think it was like the next day or 2 days later, he takes the Arkansas job. Did him
well,
dirty.
I had some really negative notes, but I'm not going to read them because we won.
Well, the first half was kind of a little worrisome.
Yeah, man, I can't even remember my friggin' notes, but I know I was watching the end of the baseball game. I was like, we're gonna eat it. They're gonna hit a friggin', they're gonna double run in, and we're screwed. Sure enough, we got that, and then I think at that point we were up 10, and I was like, okay, we might have a good weekend. Holy crap!
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, anytime beating Missouri alone is great, but then going two for beating TCU and Missouri, it's a good weekend. Arkansas's also got that the Big 12 purple curse off their back. Oh, did we lose Travis?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Silly turnovers by Arkansas. There definitely were. There were a lot of turnovers by Arkansas.
They were sloppy as usual.
Say what now?
They were sloppy as usual.
Well,
and I will say a couple of things I do have. Dude, if we're gonna be that shitty at shooting 3-pointers, why not have somebody down there at every shot?
I mean, they try. I mean, you saw they had oh my gosh, Adu. They had Adu playing around he was closer to the rim. He was getting some boards tonight. He had Adu ended up with 5 rebounds. Richmond was all over the place. Richmond, I mean, these are guys coming off the bench. He had 5 rebounds.
They need to leave Richmond on the floor, dude.
Man, they play different when he's on the floor. This is the other crazy thing. The guys off the bench ended up with 7 total offensive boards to just 3 from the starters that included Big Z and Adu Thero and those guys that play a little bit closer to the post. The guys off the bench ended up with more offensive boards tonight, which isn't a huge shock, but that many, and they only had. Now, again, ESPN stats is all over the place. I'm going to make sure I'm counting this right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they show 7 offensive boards, 8, 9, 10 total, but then their stat at the bottom says 8. So obviously there needs to be a correction there. So I don't know what they really had. I thought I stopped trying to keep track of rebounds because that's just, you have to watch every single possession and keep up with it while also balancing Discord. And I was also trying to keep up with the baseball game. But I liked, it seemed like the rebounding was a lot better in the second half. They were getting boxed out heavy in the first half. And in the second half, I saw them kind of cut down on that. So there was someone down there trying to rebound those threes. But yeah, 6 of 18 outside shooting.
I'll take it. What Davis end up with? 18 points?
Say what?
I said, what did Davis end up with? 18 points?
Yeah, Davis with 18, and we're going to go over all these numbers here in a minute, but he was not the leading scorer, but he had an impact. Who would you give the gold chain to?
Ooh, probably Nelly, man. I don't know. Damn. Brazil made me mad until like that jam, and I was like, okay, that's the Brazil we've been waiting on. He must have hit his point shaving quota for the day.
Well, he wouldn't even be in contention for the chain. He was.
I'm gonna say probably Davis. Or I don't. Yeah, probably Davis, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Yep, I'm gonna get off here so more people can get on. But I just wanted to holler at you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you calling in.
Woo, baby, let's go.
All right, we got Brim on the call. What's up, man? What's going on, Brim?
What's
Long
going on,
time
my
no.
brother Lucy? You see
What's
it?
that? Oh no, the Dookie. What do you call the
Nelly
chain?
Dookie rope chain.
The Dookie rope chain. Yeah.
Yeah, Nelly gets the Dookie rope chain for having 4 steals and 4 assists. That's what took him over the top, was the defensive effort.
Oh,
The
it was
consistency
incredible.
on defense.
It was incredible. I've said it for a while. His defense is solid.
Yeah.
He might
He's
be
been playing some good defense at least the last 4 or 5 games. He's had some really good defensive moments.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
He really has. I agree.
It was nice to see Big Z show up. I mean, he first of all, his game after a minute into the game, he already had a better game than he had against Auburn. You know, a minute into the game, he scored early. I'm proud of the team though, because this whole year we've been looking like this team is good enough to compete, but they haven't been good enough to win. Yeah. And I don't think there's nobody that we don't have a chance against.
I agree. Yeah, this goes back to all the way to Kentucky. Since that game, we felt like, okay, now there's buy-in. Maybe there's a little bit of buy-in, so that adds to it. Like when you could change the hearts and minds, and then I don't know. I mean, you saw there are a bunch of fans inside Bud Walton. That also helps.
That was the first time the crowd sounded raucous. Like I felt the energy from the crowd through the TV screen. Thank you. Good job, fans. Y'all showed up and showed out.
They did. Anyone who went to the game, feel free to call in. You guys were awesome tonight. I mean, it wasn't the best home crowd, but it was good. It was the best I think we've seen this year.
We had Sharkasaw out there. Whenever Sharkasaw comes out, they tend to do a little better.
Yeah, for sure.
How many of the players from the 90 team was at the game today? Because I know a lot.
I don't know how many actually showed up. I'm not sure. That much I don't know. I didn't listen to the radio broadcast. I'm sure Chuck talked about it. Someone in chat might be able to fill us in. But it'd be cool if the whole roster showed up. But
it would even be cooler though if they go ahead and put Todd Day in the Raptors. They should have been did that. I don't know what's their problem. He should have been in the Raptors, all-time leading scorer.
I'm trying to look up, see if trying to find somewhere if someone could confirm who went to the game, and I'm not seeing anything yet. But yeah, if anybody could find that, tag me in Discord, let us know who showed up. But yeah, Todd Day, Lee Mayberry. That was a really loaded roster. You had Oliver Miller.
Big O.
Yeah, Big O. That's right. Yeah. Really good team. That 90 team was really good.
Yeah, that's the team. That's the 88 to 90 team those are the teams that brought me, that grew me is in my fandom. Is those 3 years, the beginning of the success of Nolan's era was really where,
Same, because I had I was Lee Mayberry was my boy. Like Lee Mayberry, my dad somehow got inside Barnhill Arena because obviously Bud Walton wasn't built yet. And I got pictures. I'm in Nolan Richardson's lap. I think I'm in Todd Day or Lee Mayberry's lap. Really cool. I'm like, 6 years old. It was great.
What?
Yeah. If I could find them, I'll.
So
Say what?
Keep going. You were still talking, so I shut my mouth. Go ahead.
Oh, you're lagging. You're lagging like crazy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, unfortunately, because I'm at work and this is Verizon. Verizon's not good anymore. Their service is dookie.
Could be worse. Could be T-Mobile. That roster, that 1989-1990 roster, was as follows: Warren Lynn, Daryl Anderson, Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Aaron Murray, Lonnie Jordan, Arlen Bowers, Daryl Hawkins, Cannon Whitby, Michael Hogue, Lindsey Howell, Oliver Miller, Ron Hurry, Clyde Fletcher, Roosevelt Wallace, Larry Marks, Sean Davis, Mario Credit. That was the 89-90. Someone asked in chat. The assistants were Mike Anderson, Scott Edgar, Wayne Stillick, and then Ron Cottrell, and of course Nolan, the head coach. So yeah, I'm curious to know as to how many of those guys showed up, because those were the guys I looked at. This was the first team I was a little bit old enough to understand what I was watching and who the names were, right? So
yeah, that was the team that like
right
took me to the top because I was getting ready to hit my teen years, at that point. But wasn't that was Nolan's first team that went to the Final Four, right?
No. They went in 80. Golly, got me on the spot.
They went 89, 90, 90, 91. That was his first year in the Final Four.
Was it the first year?
Yeah.
I thought they went in. Okay, so because I remember his first couple of years were rough. His first couple of years were really bad.
His first year in 85, 86.
Nolan's very first year, of course. So you had Eddie Sutton, then Nolan Richardson was 85. And then
first 2 years old, 85, 86, 87.
Yeah.
And it might have been the second, but I thought it was the first Final Four team. I thought they were sophomores. I thought Dave, Mayberry, and them, they were all sophomores.
Well, you're right. It was so 78. They made the Final Four. Well, really, if we're going to go all the way back, 41,
that was with Moncrief.
41, 45, 78, and then 90. For some reason, I thought the year before, and then 90, 94, 95. And I haven't been back since, so hopefully Cal can change that.
I think the year before we went to the Sweet 16, and I think the year before that was the first year they broke through and went to the Sweet 16, I think, for that first year, in 88, 89.
Yeah, it was like his third year. On his third year, they went on a little bit of a run. It was really good. So they were able to kind of to turn it around. We should have. Oh yeah, Kentucky's been down and out. I wouldn't look too much at that Kentucky loss. They're down and out, man.
I'm not going to talk about Kentucky. Kentucky playing with a lot of injuries. I mean, listen, outside of some of the fan base, when it comes to the team, they're a hard team. They're a tough team. They just, they're not healthy, and defensively, that's where they're going to have some trouble. See, that's why I kind of feel good about our team, because defense will keep you in games. Yeah. That's Kentucky's weakness, is their defense.
Yeah, their defense is pretty bad. And there's a couple of teams where you have some teams that are really good defensively, physical. You look at Tennessee, Texas A&M, who could take you out of what you do on offense. And then you have teams that are maybe their offense isn't that great, but then you have on the other side, you have teams like Kentucky who are great on offense and can't really do anything on defense. They can't stop anybody on defense. So, did I miss a super chat? I did. Richmond turnover then block was effing amazing. It was, and that's not the first time this year this guy has done something like that. Awesome. Richmond is just absurd. Richmond is absurd. He's getting so much more comfortable. Both the young guys are coming along. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, but the young guys are coming along. They're starting to get comfortable.
They're not freshmen anymore, Ty. Those two gentlemen are not freshmen anymore. That's basically what it is. They're no longer freshmen. They might be freshmen in title, but the growth of their game, they're no longer freshmen. Knox and Richmond are no longer freshmen. And I'll tell you this, I hope we get both of them. They come back next year. Because, I mean, I don't think potential-wise, I think Knox possibly could get drafted potential-wise, but he should come back another year. Obviously.
Knox needs to come back. I agree. Knox needs to come back.
Richmond.
Needs to ground out.
Yeah, because Theo, is peace out. I don't know about Wagner. Maybe he might be a career-long college player. I don't know if he's going to give it a shot, because I don't know if the NBA is going to give him a real shot. But I hope he gets a chance, because he got hard.
That's probably the craziest statement I've read. Arkansas State's playing good ball. No disrespect. I would not take Arkansas State over Arkansas.
I've been watching Arkansas State, and I've been rooting for them, but they've lost a couple games they had no business losing too. They lost a couple games they had no business losing, but no, they're playing pretty good ball. They are in the inside track of winning their conference, but they're going to have to win their conference tournament too to make the tournament, because they didn't win some of the games that they should have won. If they had handled all those games, then maybe the at-large stake would have been higher. But they're going to probably have to win their conference to be at a guarantee of a bid in the tournament. Yeah. But no, Arkansas State's decent, but they can't beat Arkansas though. No,
I wouldn't think so either. I wouldn't take neutral floor there or here. I wouldn't take Arkansas State.
They're basically like Auburn's coach. 9 out of 10 times we're going to beat them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to hand out this. We got to hand out the chain, and I don't think. Listen. Well, before we do, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I do want to go into the numbers. Typically what I do is I go into the stats and then I give out the goal chain. We're going to do it the opposite. I'm going to go ahead and just give out the goal chain first. So the two guys for me at the top, at the top, John L. Davis, Nelly, no doubt at the top. Anytime you're going to be, put up those kind of points and those kind of numbers, his effort tonight was really good. And you've got to give it to Z, right? Like Z's got to be in that category too. Again, he's your leading scorer. Had a couple steals, just 4 boards, but at least he had a couple offensive boards. I'll give him that. Just 3 turnovers. He also had 2 blocks. Very impactful. Very impactful tonight. And you could probably toss Carter Knox in there too. Yeah, I wouldn't give it to him, but he's in that top 3 in terms of just like that guy's effort tonight. Shot selection is always good with him. I love how he only takes the shots. I think he knows his high percentage shots, like in the moment. He doesn't even think about it, right? I love that he is just his numbers tonight are nothing out of the ordinary. 5 of 7 shooting, 1 for 3 outside. 3 of 4.
That's a solid day in the office, baby. That's shooting 70% from the field almost.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Off 7 attempts too. Like his shot selection, I love it. I usually feel pretty comfortable when Knox is going to let it go. It's probably going to go in. The odds are high when you're shooting like that. So who do we give this chain to? I think you guys probably know where I'm going with this. It's going to Nelly. There's no John L. Davis.
Whoa, Nelly.
I don't know. Like, I love this dude. It's not just because of his offensive effort. It was definitely because he at times is the best can be. Listen, hear me out before you start judging me. He can be the best two-way player on the floor. He's the best
on-ball defender. Yeah,
he is a great on-ball defender. He's got active hands on defense. He's sneaky coming from behind. If you're in transition, he can slap the ball loose. He just does it all. And tonight we got a good taste of that. He had 18 points, 4 steals, 4 assists. By the way, that's a tied for the team lead between him and Adu Thero. Wagner with 3 tonight, of course, who plays the point. Nelly it's his two-way effort tonight. Great job, John L. Davis. Congrats, man. Post-game MVP. The gold chain is all his tonight. I'm wearing it, of course, on his behalf. Cold as hell, by the way.
You know why Nelly gets it though? Because Big Z wouldn't have outscored him if it wasn't for that great pass bomb for that 3-point shot.
That's also true.
Nelly made a bomb pass. That was a hell of a pass, boy. I was like,
dude, their awareness of each other, whether it's in transition, like the alley-oops have gotten cleaner. And I'm not, listen, to me, it's more of a momentum shifter. It gets the crowd in the game, but it is a part of the game. And I love how they're dishing each other the ball like that at the rim. I'm loving that.
You know why I'm looking at you like this, though, Ty? You said the word clean. Arkansas and clean don't go together right now. The game still get mucky and a little dirty. We be missing Bunny sometimes too,
True, but again, they're playing cleaner compared to what they were. They're getting smarter with how they're doing things coming out of transition. Whether it's getting a big turnover, if they're getting a turnover on defense, or if they're just inbounds plays better. I think they're getting cleaner from that point of view. Yeah, they're still turning the ball over. My God, when
you said it struck a chord because Wagner is really setting the tone, pushing the tempo. He's doing a great job pushing the tempo. The only thing that Cal needs to grab them by their necks with, because throughout the year we did a really good job on the inbounds plays, but today, oh my goodness, we had like 4 or 5 turnovers from inbounds plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, guys, you gotta execute those inbounds plays better than that, because maybe the game should have been a little wider because outside of those mistakes we made, But at the end of the day, they made enough plays to get the win, and that's a big win. Who do we play next up?
Well, we got Texas on Wednesday. We got the Longhorns at 8 p.m. on the 26th.
At home, right?
Yeah, it's in Bud Walton. Yeah.
All right. We got to win that one.
Right.
You know what? All the borderline teams except for Georgia and SEC had big wins today. You know, OU had a big
Yeah.
win. Vanderbilt had a big win. So all
A lot
of
of
us
home
on
teams.
bubble guys, you know, said
Yeah.
we want to get in there. You know,
I might be wrong, but I think all the home teams won tonight. But well, I guess there's still a couple being played. But yeah, this is a big one. I mean, coming off this win, this is a quad 1 win. Texas will be a quad 2. And then you're on the road against South Carolina and on the road against Vandy, and then you got Mississippi State at home. So
let's do it, baby. When my phone's about to die, Ty, I always appreciate your work, man.
Yeah, man.
You know,
appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, you know, I had to pull up on you. I mean, the losses, I'll be hiding now because I don't even want to deal with it. You know, I just soak in my own and get over it. But I'm just happy the team is putting up the effort and they're giving us something to cheer about. And shout out to the baseball team too, y'all.
Absolutely,
yeah. They gotta hit the ball a little better though. They're gonna have to put a little bit better, you know, back to the ball. You know, season goes. But
SC beat Texas. What?
Who?
Wait a minute. I'm going to have to check.
South Carolina beat Texas?
SC beat Texas. No way.
You sure that ain't the women's?
Yeah. No way. Did they?
You gonna make me look.
I'll be damned. They did. I mean, they took care of business. 84-69. Damn.
Really?
Their first SEC win. Well, Texas has struggled in SEC play.
Oh, Texas is done, then.
So everybody won at home except LSU today. Florida, of course. Yeah, Florida. That's right. That was at LSU. Florida took care of business, 79-65. LSU's cheeks. I don't even know how
so crazy. Florida was playing like crap for a while, though, in that game. I saw they was losing when I first looked.
Yeah, they were. There's a couple of teams today that were playing pretty bad and came back and won. But anyways, appreciate you calling in, Brim. You're cutting out like crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know, because I went to go check the stats and stuff, man. I appreciate you, champ. You be
man.
blessed, man.
Take it easy.
You too.
Yeah. So getting back to it, yeah, and he's right. There's definitely some slop with Arkansas tonight. We're gonna go over these numbers here in just a second. But what I mean is they're playing smarter in transition. I don't know. They probably had a couple, you know, in those fast break scenarios. But they're getting better about cleaning the pocket and then immediately after throwing the ball down the floor and making plays. They're getting better at that. Yeah, they're still turning the ball over. And to be fair, they haven't been, as much as we want to complain about Arkansas's turnovers, you know, they've done a pretty good job of keeping their turnovers in single digits this year. More so than most of Muss's teams, if memory serves correctly. But tonight was not good as far as the sloppy turnovers, but not all of those were in transition. Just silly passes, right? And the first half, it was really bad. But one of the things that, again, talking about just their overall play, looking at, of course, Nelly Davis. Nelly tonight was playing some heads-up ball, and again, it's why he's getting the gold chain. His heads-up ball tonight, you know, it put points on the board even when he wasn't scoring. And, of course, when you have assists, obviously that means you're leading to scoring or you're helping to score on that possession. You pass the ball, and the guy makes the shot. There's your assist. Nelly's done a really good job of that lately, where he's passing up some open looks. He did it tonight. It was a heads up play. There was time left on the shot clock. You know, you're trying to eat down the final minutes of this game. He has an open look and he just passes it right up. We're seeing a little bit more. Maybe it's just higher basketball IQ starting to come around with these guys. It also speaks to what we were saying earlier about the freshmen stepping up and playing their brand of ball at this level. You're seeing Richmond. Yeah, okay, Richmond turned the ball over 3 times and only had 4 points, but watch that dude. It's like he knows exactly where to be. He's always near the ball. He's always finding a way, whether it's in transition, if it's attacking off for a rebound. 5 boards for this guy tonight, right? Just 4 points. He got into foul trouble and he fouled out, but I'm so impressed with him. I'm impressed with Carter Knox. Nelly Davis he's inconsistent. He's streaky as all hell, but man, tonight was just so impressive. I loved what I saw out of him tonight. DJ Wagner is absolutely in the running as well. Wagner had a really good night. Missouri tonight, though. Missouri had a lot to say, a lot of back and forth. Missouri did a really good job of shutting Arkansas. Every single time, Arkansas would make some big play, and this has kind of been their offense is we know it. It's streaky. They don't go on a lot of 6-0, 8-0, 10-0 runs. They don't do that. Their half-court offense still struggles. Hey, they scored 92 tonight, but Missouri defensively has run into some issues lately. But for the most part, they're really bad about giving up that momentum. They knock down a three. Well, guess what? The other guys walk down the floor and they knock down a three. Arkansas gets an and one or a alley-oop. The opponent does the same damn thing on the other end of the floor. Arkansas has struggled to string together, several possessions in a row of great offense followed up by great defense. That's not something they've done a lot of this year, and they struggled at that. Of course, Missouri is a really good offense. Listen, Missouri is one of those top 4 scoring offenses in the SEC. They're going to take a lot of threes, and when they're knocking them down, they're going to be a problem. And that's exactly what happened tonight. But what we did see was Arkansas fight their way, keep this lead. I think Missouri's biggest lead was I think it got up to 8 points or 7 or 8 points. Arkansas did a good job defensively and then finding a way to respond offensively, whether that's getting to the free throw line or just cutting into Missouri, finding ways to either slow the game down a little bit or to keep playing at a certain pace. Now, Mizzou tried to full court press Arkansas. Arkansas does a really good job against the full court press, by the way. I don't know if we talk about that enough. I've been pretty impressed especially with the youth they have on the floor. And again, all the newness. It's not like this is a team stock full of guys that have played together for 2 or 3 years. It's not like they got a whole bunch of super seniors. Like, I've been impressed with their ability to handle some of that kind of exhaustive defensive effort by teams like Missouri who want to, they're going to press you. Everyone presses a little bit, right? Some do it better than others. But Arkansas has done a really good job at responding against it, and I've been impressed with that. Because earlier in the year, it felt like if you went full court press or if you switched from your aggressive man defense, you couldn't match up against Arkansas athletically. So what did you do? You'd go to like a stretch zone. You'd go like a stretch, like a 2-3 zone, and it would shut Arkansas down because they didn't have anyone that could knock down threes. You guys remember that? We had that conversation here so many different times. And they figured it out. Like, they're starting to figure it out, whether it's Big Z getting hot outside, whether it's Nelly or hell lately Knox able to pop that bubble, pop the bubble of the zone defense. So we've seen this. It's going back to what I was saying a minute ago. It's showing off this maturity that this team is starting to get. They're starting to gain. And it's been fun to watch. And yeah, they've lost some games they hadn't, probably should have won had they just done a couple things different, right? If they had been better at the free throw line, had Big Z maybe actually made a three or was shooting a little bit better, or if they were drawing more contact fouls and getting to the free throw line more, maybe 2-3 times a game. But that's basketball. That's what separates the good from the great. The teams that can do that night in and night out, those are the great teams. And Arkansas is not a great team yet, but they're playing a better brand of ball, and it's because of the maturity, and they're figuring it out, man. They're playing very well together. I'm still surprised South Carolina beat Texas. Wow. Is there an injury I'm unaware of? What the hell? And they took care of business, y'all. All right, Missouri did what? They went 30 of 68, a bunch of shots, 44%. They were knocking down threes. Remember, they had 8 threes in the first half. They had 4 in the second half, just 33%. They were really good at the free throw line, 13 of 17, which is just south of 77%. A whole bunch of bench production. They had 30, I think it was 27 or 30 points from their bench in the first half alone. Missouri's deep, and that's the other thing about Missouri, right? They've got a couple of guys that are capable of 15, 16 points a night as starters, and they've got some other guys that can come off the bench and do the same thing. That's why Missouri is Missouri is a deep run tournament team. I would dare say I think this is an Elite 8 caliber team. And Arkansas found a way tonight. Yeah, it was at home, but whatever. They did end up with 35 boards. Arkansas, again, gets out-rebounded. They had 14 assists, 18 turnovers. Not good numbers for Missouri, just 1 block. They had 8 steals. And, again, a whole bunch of points from their bench. Arkansas, baby, what'd they do? They shot lights out, almost 55%. Good shot selection tonight. Really good shot selection. There were only maybe a couple of times, maybe 3 times where I was like, you should have taken that. That's not your shot. You shouldn't have done that. But 29 of 53. They got better outside. At one point, I think they were 1 for 10 shooting outside. They then ended up 6 of 18, putting them at 33%. They were 76% from the free throw line on 37 attempts. That was the difference tonight, getting to the free throw line. Now, it's not like Mizzou, didn't at all get to the line. They were 13 of 17, but 28 of 37. If you're a Mizzou fan, you're bitching up a storm about the officiating tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. It was pretty bad. Again, it was bad officiating tonight on both ends. Arkansas definitely got some home cooking. That Big Z flop in the second half in the final minutes. Oh, give that man an Academy Award. What a flop, and he knew it too. But hey, that's part of the game. If the official can't spot it, or if he gets tricked, he gets tricked. We call it out when other teams do it. You know what? Sometimes you just got to own up to it. Much better with the the total assist tonight, 15, which, okay, whatever. But a little bit more bench production tonight. Again, 12 boards, or 12 total rebounds, 4 offensive boards, 4 assists, and 2 blocks coming off the bench with just 5 turnovers between Billy Richmond, Trevon Brazile, and Jonas Adu. I thought Adu played better defensively. He quietly had 5 boards, 6 points. I mean, this dude quietly had 6 points with 5 boards, and he was 2 for 4 at the free throw line, by the way. Brazile was probably your weak link, which is, not unheard of, right? Big Z, 20 points, 7 for 7 at the line, 6 of 8 shooting. Good shot selection. 1 of 3 outside. He didn't jack up like 8 threes. He just did the 3 and walked away, right? John L. Davis, 9 points from outside, 3 of 7. He was 5 of 6 at the line. DJ Wagner, 8 of 10 at the line, and he shot 40%, 4 of 10. So not bad. This is winning. These are winning numbers. The shot selection tonight, those were winning shot selections. If you're making them, but listen, a good shot selection could also still end up being a miss. The ball just didn't fall. It didn't fall through the net. That's okay. But Arkansas, it did tonight. It did fall. 55% shooting. You got to take that. You're not mad about that at all. Bench points for Arkansas, just 12. 44 total points in the paint. 30 points off turnovers, 18 opponent turnovers, 9 second chance points. Again, I'm not mad at that. I would just like a little more. But here was the difference. Mizzou wanted to play hurry up and down the floor basketball, and it went in Arkansas's favor. 22 fast break points for Arkansas. They had 19 layup opportunities. They were 12 of 19, and they were 7 of 8 on dunks. This was Arkansas's game. This was absolutely what they wanted to do. This is how they wanted to play. It was great. What's the second conference? Yeah, if you're talking about Mizzou, it is. Yes, they're second in the conference in 3-point is it percentage or is it? I had that number up on my screen. I can't remember if it's percentage. Hold on. It is percentage. Yeah. 37. Yep. But they average about 8 per game, or 8 made per game, with almost 24 attempts per game. And that's not a lot. I mean, my God, you got Alabama averaging almost 30 attempts a game. Really, it's right at about 30. Pretty fantastic. When you look at Mizzou, they're not a heavy, they're one of their bottom half in offensive boards. Arkansas's third from last. Arkansas averages just 9 offensive rebounds per game. There's so many areas that Arkansas still needs to get figured out, and I'm not sure that they will this year. They're going to have to work with what they have. But the tonight was it was big. This is big. You're going to move up in the net. You should move up in the net, and you're in really good position here. You're on the right side of the bubble. Now you got to take care against Texas. Texas losing tonight, not cool. Not cool, because it really doesn't do anything for South Carolina. They're not going to the damn tournament. So this might actually add to your woes if you can't find a way to take care of business against Texas. So this doesn't do you any favors. I don't even know if they're quad 2. I know that. So that's really all that matters. It's not like they're going to drop to quad 3, or will they? I don't know, with this being at home. But yeah, and this is the same team that just beat Kentucky. They beat Kentucky 82-78 just not that long ago. Just absurd. I don't know. Got to figure it out. Only 2 wins most likely needed, and Texas should be a win with how bad Texas looked. Golly. No, you're not wrong. That grill dude missed like a dozen open threes. Too many open looks. Too many open looks for them. They're again 12 of 36 attempts for Missouri. 12 of 36. That's going to push their average up. Yeah, they had one old boy was, 0 for 3. Grill was 2 for 12. He missed 10 threes, man. 2 for 12. He was 4 for 14 on the night with 13 points. That's a hell of a lot of shots from the outside just to end up with 13 points. If you're Mizzou, you got to be pissed at Grill's play tonight. Not good. And again, they were open, like especially in the first half. Like Missouri was getting open. Those screens were hellacious. They were doing a good job, just real quick. They're a real quick strike team from the outside. 36 attempts, man. Only making 12 of those. That's not a bad number. 33%. Again, the more you take, right? You want to be, if you're at 36 attempts, God in heaven, that's a lot. But 33% is not bad. 12 threes in a game is not too bad. I'm sure, again, if I'm a Mizzou fan, I'm pissed off about Arkansas getting 37 free throw attempts. Arkansas tonight had just four blocks, 15 assists, but again, 16 turnovers. Too many. I like what I'm seeing in transition, but then there's just some silly turnovers happening both, whether they're moving up and down the floor or not. They got to clean them up. Adu Thero did quietly have a pretty good night. 4 assists, 5 boards, and 11 points. Just no turnovers and 1 foul. Now, Thero did miss. It was like 4 minutes in the second half. There was something going on, and he came back out, luckily for Arkansas. But that was and again, Arkansas, it's not like, I don't know what they did in that time that he was gone, like in terms of like their shooting percentage and, whatever, and how many points scored while he wasn't on the floor. But it didn't look like it affected them too much, and that was a guy they needed to have on the floor. You need to get every minute that they could squeeze out of him. He was 4 of 9, 0 for 1 outside, 3 of 6 at the free. Yeah, he was 3 of 6 at the line, just 50%. But Wagner, 80%, man, 8 of 10, not bad. All right, a lot of windows. I've got too many damn windows open. Holy crap. Good win. Take care of business against Texas. I like I've said all along, you don't have to win out. We had people in chat saying, well, they got to win out, or they got to do this and that. No, they don't. They're fine. Just take care of business at home. Get you 3 more wins, and you're going to be fine. And I think they're going to do that. I've said all along, the magic number is 7 conference wins. And I think they end up, I'm going to be real, I think they end up with 8. I think they end up with 8 conference wins. Maybe even 9. Mississippi State, don't know what to make of them. Like you talk about a hot and cold team. At South Carolina might actually be pretty tough. I mean, it's already tough because they've taken some really good teams down to the final minutes. At Vanderbilt, I mean, look, they won tonight. You saw that. They're good at home, man. They're good at home. It's like they're playing for a national championship when they're playing you at home. It's crazy. Vanderbilt right now, 6-8 in conference play. I mean, they're fighting, right? They're right there with Arkansas. They're fighting. That's a big game. All of a sudden, like Texas and South Carolina, like you take care of business there. That Vanderbilt game, regardless of what you do these next 2 games, are huge. Both these teams trying to figure it out. Got to take care of business. All right. Shout out to, of course, BroThrow. This was their. Here's what we ended up with. Look at that. Look at all these bets. Goodness. Arkansas or Arkansas was at the -1.5. Money line at 115. Over under at 150.5. You guys know their sponsor, Tusk Talk. Use promo code Tusk, all caps. TUSK. Get involved. Lay down some bets. Boy, that Texas game. We were curious about the Arkansas-Auburn spread. You guys remember that? We were curious about and it ended up being like, what was it, 16 points on the spread? Some folks made some money that took Arkansas to cover that spread. So hopefully you did it over on BroThrow. Got some folks making money. Again, peer-to-peer sports betting. Go get involved. Go get in on it. They're a local company based out of Arkansas. Right out of Fayetteville, man. Coast to coast. Border to border. They're border to the they even operate all the way up north, just border of the future of the 51st state, Canada. Maybe Canada can get involved on some BroThrow when they become the 51st state, huh? I said it. Gulf of America. All right. Appreciate everyone. Thanks for being here. Remember to like, share, subscribe on your way out. Go check out the sponsors. All the links provided for you down below. Yeah. And welcome to all the new Discord people, although I'm not sure how many of them are going to stick around. I think a lot of them joined just to watch some whatever's going on in Discord. But yeah. Consider sticking around. If you're new to Discord or if you've joined and you're in the audience, check it out, man, and consider joining Patreon. Shout out to Patreon supporters. We're still crushing it, man. Month of February is going to be strong, I think. So looking forward to March, man. We're not that far away from spring camp. It'll be here before you know it. I don't know if Arkansas doesn't pull. I really hope. I know we don't have any details yet on what they're doing for the spring game. This might be the last year you see a spring game. College football's, they're talking about switching how they do spring ball up. So if they have an open spring scrimmage, you might want to go, because I'm not kidding when I say this could be the last year. So, hopefully they do one this year. I don't know. We haven't gotten any confirmation yet, but if they do, I'll be there. Hopefully I'll see you there. But that's going to do it. Again, shout out to everyone who watched. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good win for the Razorbacks. My God, what are you doing? Just play.